Hello, it's Kelly here, Animal Instinct. It's Monday the 1st of June 2020 today, and I'm here for my final Stitch Maynia recap. So if you've been following through, thanks a lot, it's been a lot of fun. And if you haven't seen these videos before, I've been doing a weekly recap of my stitching in May, where I've worked on a different work in progress every single day in May. I'm coming to you in full isolation mode today. Getting a bit sick of myself, but I'm happy that May's over and we can move on, and I can actually work on something for more than one day at a time. I will put the recap of this week's videos in here. It's Monday the 25th of May and I've put some stitches into the Scarlet House Seeking Refuge tonight. I'll pop a photo in of where I was. I'm stitching this on 40 count Picture This plus Wren. This one's definitely Wren, I double checked. I got that wrong last week. And this is where I've got to tonight. So I have completed the flower, the last stem and leaves, popped the white in each of the flowers and done the pot. And then I've done this whole tree and I just need to add in the berries. I do enjoy working on this. I like sort of focusing on the small little motif one at a time. It's nice to sort of tick them off as you go. That's it for this month. So let's see what we've got. Snort Stack. Great. See you tomorrow. It's Tuesday the 26th of May and I've been working on Plum Street Samplers Snort Stack. I'm stitching it on 36 count natural linen, using the called for threads and using one strand of floss over two threads of fabric. I was going to, I'd made a small start on this next to the cowl pile. And I was going to restart it away from it so I could make them into individual pillows, but I changed my mind again and I'm going to keep them together. I'll pop a photo in of where I was. And this is where I've got to tonight. So I've got that top little piggy done. Kind of cute. Yeah, I don't think there's anything more to say about that one. So let's grab the iPad. Oh, hello kitty. And let's see what we've got for tomorrow. Excellent. Great. See you then. It's Wednesday, May the 27th, and I've been working on Courtney Collection's Mermaid's Folly tonight. I'll pop a photo in of where I was. I'm stitching it on 40 count Picture This plus Murky, using DMC 3371, one strand of floss over two. So I've been working on her chest and face this evening. So I think I've kind of done from here upwards. This is going to be her arm. And there's lips and nose. This is the start of her eye. I know it kind of looks like her head is off of her body, but that's just the angle. I double checked the pattern and the cover photo. And it's just how she's kind of arched and kind of looking backwards. So it's okay. Her head is in the right spot. but she's done, and there's not many left, is there? Let's have a look. What's on the cards for tomorrow? Autumn Kitty. Great. See you then. It's Thursday the 28th of May, and I've been working on the project I'm calling Autumn Kitty. I'm not entirely sure what it's called. It was a gift, and it's a cute cat. Just my style. I'm stitching it on 16 count Ada. It's Fabric Flair Cloud Blue. I'll pop a photo in of where I was. And I've done quite a lot tonight. I've actually done just over 1,000 stitches, well, since this afternoon. I haven't put that many stitches in one day in what feels like a very long time. So I finished up all of the black. There's a little bit of green, you can barely see it here. So that colour's completed. And this cream colour is completed. And the red of the scarf is all done, but there's more of that down here that I haven't gotten to. So pretty happy with that. And now we're up to our last 3 days of May, which is exciting. The Old Scott, great. It's Friday the 29th of May, and I've been working on the Old Scott from Hands Across the Sea Samplers, an antique reproduction from the late 1700s or mid 1700s. I'm doing it on 40 count ivory linen, 1 strand of silk over 2. I splurged and got the Soy d'Alger silks. And they're actually really nice to work with. This one's got some interesting stitches in it, as well as cross stitches. It's got plenty of back stitch. What else? The pink border all around on the inside is 4-sided stitch. Oh, sorry, the cats are sharpening their claws at the moment, of course. What else? The green row here and the pink row here, they weren't able to actually figure out what stitches the young girl had used. So they've done as best they can, and it's a variation on rice stitch, but they're different. They're actually different techniques each row. There's a lot of satin stitching in here. Back stitch. I haven't gotten to anything other than cross stitches yet. I'll pop a photo in of where I was. And I've actually done quite a bit tonight. The lighting is not great. There we go. So I've taken the leafy part of the thistle border just about all the way around that I can with it unrolled this far, and I've done a little bit more of the thistle part, this colour, and this colour, but mainly I filled out the green, and I thought I'd get bored doing that, but I didn't. I really enjoyed it. And so I think this is going to make the list of what stays out for June and beyond. But we've just got 2 days left of May, so let's spin for tomorrow, and then that will also tell us what's on for that fluff is, oh, there we go, a Sunday as well. So tomorrow is Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. Excellent. It's the 30th of May, and I worked on Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow today. I didn't have too much to do today, so I got a fair bit of progress. I've had a really fun evening. We were supposed to be at the Vic Stitches retreat this weekend in Mooroopna in Victoria, and instead we've had some virtual
catch-ups. So I'm looking forward to catching up with more people again tomorrow. I'll pop a photo in of where I was. I'm stitching it on 32 count jobelan, and it's Angel of the Morning by Colour Cascade Fabrics. And this is where I am. So I've gotten a fair amount in. I finished off the house, and I've done all those gravestones, part of the snake, and starting to fill in the grass. I was missing a couple of colours, so it was basically a lot of grey, shades of grey tonight. I don't really need to spin for tomorrow, but just to show you what I've got left. I can't believe I've made it all the way through Maynia. It's amazing. Let's have a look. Plague Doctor. So finishing out Maynia with the Plague Doctor.
So my last project for May was Buzzbee Designs the Plague Doctor. I'll pop a photo in of where I was. I'm stitching it on 28 count cashellinen in Rhubarb and Custard by Chromatic Alchemy. And this is where I'm up to. So you can see I've got the front of that cross on the front of his hat is done. Just filling in around it. They're just teeny tiny little crosses. It's 1/1, and I measured it. It's a little bit smaller than 28 count. It's 29 to 30 count. So they're just tiny little X's. I had some really good company while I was stitching this. It was supposed to be the Vic Stitches retreat this weekend, which sadly was postponed. But we had some virtual stitchy catch-ups, so it was really nice to chat with friends old and new, and hopefully we can meet in person at the Vic Stitches retreat next year. I wanted to keep stitching last night, and I just couldn't really see the holes in that fabric. So I was trying to think of something nice and kind of simple to stitch. And I knew that I was really close to finishing P-Roy the Slug. So I pulled out P-Roy. P-Roy's by Stacey Nash Primitives in her Animal Crackers series. And I finished stitching him. So he's stitched on 32 count R&R linen in Stars Hollow Blend using the called for flosses. Because I'm stitching it on 32 count, I needed to use, or I did use 2 strands of thread. So I actually had to get a second skein of this colour, which is chamomile. Can't remember the brand, sorry, off the top of my head. But yeah, but other than that, 1 skein for the rest. And I really like how he's stitched up. I think he's fabulous. And I'm really looking forward to finishing him into the little pillow. So he is all done. And speaking of finally fully finishing things off, kind of had the urge to keep going in that vein today. And I finished the stitching on my Victorian Lavender scissor keep during May. And I have finished that into its little final product today. So it's got the lavender with the bow and the lace, and then on the back there's another little bow. It gave you instructions on how to make the tassel, included the cording, and yeah, I've just finished it into a flattish little pillow. It's too big really for embroidery scissors, so I think I'm going to leave it as, I'm going to call it an ornament. And I might give it to my mum. She gifted it to me in the first place, and she's always got lavender growing, so it's really nice to actually get a fully finished object. I wasn't expecting that. I really enjoyed taking part in Stitch Maynia for the first time. It was really good to get all my whips out and sort of have a look and see what's calling to me. I finished my bee a little while ago now, it seems like forever ago. and I haven't really been able to focus on any one project since then. So this has helped me sort of think about what I want to work on. So I'll leave it there for now, and I'll be back in about another 2 weeks for another stitching update. I hope you're all well and safe. See ya.